Welcome back to Buzz TV. I'm Steve Strum. This morning on Buzzworthy Business, we have David Miller with Brightway Insurance. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Steve.
So we were talking offset. You are the co-founder of Brightway Insurance.
Yeah.
Which, for some of the folks that tune in from around the country, is a major P&C insurance company here in North Florida.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you.
So, Brightway we now have customers all over the country. In fact, in every state. We have offices in 18 states, and we're actually in Florida, one of the largest employers, one of the largest privately held companies. And a lot of people who have their insurance with Brightway, in fact, if you've bought your house in the last several years, in fact, 1 out of 2 people actually have their insurance with Brightway today. So you don't realize your neighbors probably do too. And so our role in the community and making sure people are protected and making sure that they're safe is something we take very seriously.
Well, it's interesting, the timing of this interview. We'll come back to it. Highlighting what you're doing in the community is fantastic, but I am going to get you with a couple tips and tricks, considering that's your world, and we have a major weather event going to hit. We're going to definitely make sure before we sign out that we're going to cover some of that. So, in the community, you do a lot of great things, and many different things have brought us together, but what has brought us together was Real Men Wear Pink. Tell us a little bit about what you do to give back to the community.
Yeah, so we as a company, we've decided to try to focus our impact on one organization that's extremely broad-based and touches all facets. So in our case, United Way is the one company that we have championed as a company and as a person. I've been very focused. I'm excited, though, today to be talking about, as a fellow leader in the community, about Real Men Wear Pink and raising awareness for breast cancer and all we're doing to fight that terrible disease and help all the women and actually some men too who are battling that disease.
Sure. And from a corporate standpoint, we were talking a little offset. You really have made that an institutional focus for everybody with Brightway, whether it's United Way, whether it's breast cancer awareness, to really give back to the community. Yep. In our segment, part of what we focus on with business owners is how they give back to the community. Whether or not it's your business of insuring people, or whether it's not your philanthropic, charitable giving, how can the community give back to you?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a pretty fortunate person. I wake up every day and I feel so grateful for all that I've been able to benefit from in this wonderful community. The most important thing, I think, is that we need to stay focused and realize, most of us, we go to work and we put on our business hat, or we go home and we then have our home hat on. The truth is that it's all together, or we're in the community. We need to think about making a difference wherever we are. And I think the happiest we are is when we live these kind of congruent lives where we don't say, okay, I'm home today and I'm being loving and respectful of my family, and I go to work and I'm kind of have a different attitude. No, I think it's important for all of us to realize that we need to stand up for always what's right, and realize that as a community, when we work together, we accomplish great things. Our best things we accomplish are when we reach out and involve others in the community for the things that are so important. And we have so many challenges that are facing our community today. It's not, and we'll always have those challenges. The key is how we approach them.
Well, and I've had the opportunity to know you, not just on set, but personally offset in the community for a while now. And that's the walk you walk every day. And of course, last week, we covered with one of our other fellow men in pink what to do in the aftermath of a very large weather event in Houston.
Yeah.
And here we are the weekend prior to a very large weather event that's going to hit Florida. What are your top 3 things as the founder of a significant insurance company that you would recommend people to be prepared for? A lot of new Floridians, a lot of people freaking out. I'm from Florida, so I've been through this game before, as well as you have. What would you say to the people out there that really are looking for some guidance in the wake of this hurricane on its way?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the great things is that people are paying attention. The governor, the mayor have been very good about really making it clear how serious it is and how important this is. Also, unfortunately, having Harvey just so close in our past, everyone's attention span is paying attention. One of the things we're realizing as we're having unprecedented calls into our service center is the level of anxiety that people have. There is, right now, you see it on the roads, you see it in the stores, you see it in the gas stations. I think it's important for people to take a step back and think. And at every given moment, realize we're getting new information, we're getting new data on the track of the storm, and it's important that we make the best decisions we can for our families based on what we know at that time. So that's important. By now, it's probably the time to get your insurance in order and things like that has really passed. And most people are focusing on how they're going to prepare their family and make sure that they're safe. And so I think that's now where we're turning our focus and watching the news to see, are you in an area that requires evacuation, and is it prudent? And if so, try to act proactively as much as you can.
So take the step back, listen to evacuation, and check for updates would be probably the top 3 things that I would glean from your advice.
Yeah, and the other thing is, right now we can still do it. Realize that everything in your yard and outside your house is a potential projectile. And so the thing you want to do is make sure not only the things in your yard are fully secured, put things in your garage, bring them inside, anything that can catch wind and turn into a flying object, you want to make sure it's away. And if your neighbors too, just because it's on their property, the wind doesn't care. Sure. And so you want to make sure that anything that you see around the neighborhood and that sort of thing is taken care of and secured as best you can.
Well, thank you very much for that. If somebody wants to find out more about you and your company, what's the best way to reach out?
Well, brightway.com is our website, okay. And we have all kinds of information, and that's people now connect with us as frequently as anything on the web.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And guys, thanks for joining us on Buzz TV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like us, share us, and remember, live with gratitude.